Well, we can.
If that's any indication of how this is gonna go.
Ooh. Ooh.
Cut the cameras.
Okay, cut the cameras.
Dead ass.
Cut the
Dead
cameras. Dead ass. Cut the camera.
Get my pocketbook. I'm leaving.
Okay.
You know what? I am gonna leave.
You know,
You know what?
wow.
I am gonna go. I'm sorry. I can't do this competition anymore. I'm leaving.
We'll edit out that later.
We'll not edit any of that out because nobody has the time for that.
Oh no,
Nobody has the time for that. So
no, we're keeping all of that in. We're keeping all of that in. No, that was okay. Let me. There we go. I can do it. Yay! I can do it.
Wow.
But yes, I think that is an indication of how today is going.
Mm-hmm,
but hey, whatever. Oh Jesus. Hello.
Hello. Mm-hmm.
Willkommen the cup.
Sure.
Willkommen do the cup. I think that's German. Tessa, correct me. I'm probably wrong. Welcome to the Cup, the Currently Unnamed Podcast, where we put the real and the tea in reality, and you can always come to us first to quench your thirst. I'm Logan Murphy. Say something gay. Gay. I've got my water as always. Duh. But I am currently also drinking a beautiful lavender vanilla iced coffee, which is very delicious. So, period.
Great. And hi, everybody. Bonjour. I am Lana, your resident evil diva, and I'm here to give the tea, spill the tea, and drink the tea because you know I love me some tea. I'm currently just drinking on some water. I have this little bit left here, but don't worry, I got a full one right here ready to go because I'm going to be here all day, so I have to have water all day. And I'm fine with that. I'm perfectly fine with that because you know why? Because I love talking about stuff on this podcast. And we got a lot to talk about. And you know what else? I got my cup mug, period. Because I keeps it handy all day. And I'm the only one with the mug today.
No, you're not.
Just kidding.
Oh, word. No. I got two people with a mug. Okay. I got two people with a mug. All right. But you can join me and KaMorian and Logan because he has it. He's just never home anymore.
Have one.
He's just never home anymore.
Okay. You know what?
So you can get your cup mug at lanasheescreations.etsy.com. That link will be in the description below. And we do ship internationally and domestically, so there are no excuses. Get your cup mug or any of our beautiful cup merch. Check out the Etsy shop. I'm telling you guys, there's some great stuff in there. I'm going to order some myself.
Ooh.
Lord have mercy. Hello. Hola. I am Eduardo, the Mexican representative of this podcast. I'm here to talk shit a lot. Goddamn, this episode. I'm going insane. I'm losing my mind. Anyways, I'm drinking coffee. This is my second cup. It is that type of day. Anyways, yay. Excited to talk about it.
Well, hello, hola, bonjour, mabu, hey. It's your favorite Black queer content creator, aka KaMorian, aka Sparkling Alien, and actually, it's probably my first ever global all-star podcast with someone who's coming to the show for pretty much 6 episodes now. Yes, I am drinking my little bit of some soda in this nice canister. Also, some popcorn as we eat and talk shit. So,
period. I love that.
You know what they say, pop the corn and feed the children, okay?
Yes, God.
Just want to say before we begin, thank you guys for 2K followers on Twitter. I have appreciate all your love and support. And shout out to my girl, Tessa. Testicle, thank you for the follow. I love you so much. And thank you. You have been doing such a good job. So good to see you. Thank you. Yes.
And we'll talk about it, but is indeed the Testicle episode here today, and I'm very excited to talk about the Testicle episode. It is Testicle's Drag Race for real this time. I've been saying it almost every week, but this time it's actually
for real.
Testicle's Drag Race.
It's accurate.
This time it's for real, for real. But
For real. Mm-hmm.
de verdad. But we are going to dive into this episode, which was a whole lot. There's a lot. We're going to talk about it. Before we do, though, make sure to subscribe if you've not already, because we're here almost all the time giving you almost all things drag. We got a lot of drag that happened this week on the channel, so go check out all of our new cast assessments and whatnot for Drag Race UK, Drag Race España, and Dragula. We got Drag Race Thailand coming next week, so we are booked, blessed, busy, and breaking down. Yeah. And make sure to check out the description where you can find all of our audio podcast links, our other YouTube channels, and our Patreon for exclusive content and early access. So let's dive in. We come back and Eva's gone.
I am still depressed.
Sad. Very sad.
I'm never recovering.
Yeah, I have not recovered from that at all. I was very sad.
Let me tell you, like even going home was still like a gag to me, because I felt I'm not gonna like coming. I was like, the Philippines, and we're gonna make at least like at least like top 5, top 4. I thought, the Philippines, like the queens for the people are like just like strong contenders every time. Like we saw with Marina, the first person for UK versus the world was in the Philippines. She has like, so I thought for Eva it kind of be kind of the same thing. So I'm kind of surprised.
I mean, here's the thing though. I mean, I as much as I love the Philippine girls, everybody is we can't just assume they're just going to do great because they did great on their show or because they are good. It's just because we're going against global all-stars where everybody who's coming in is just as good or even better. So it's like they gotta get in with, and as much as I love Eva, she left because she kind of had to go at that point. It was like, ooh, you didn't win the lip sync.
We saw it episode 1, well, episode 3, I guess, in the first elimination. It doesn't really matter what you did in your past seasons. You could have been a finalist, you could have been the runner-up. That doesn't matter.
Yep.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter.
Every single Drag Race season is its own microcosm, and like if you redid a season with the exact same cast, you would not get the same result.
True.
So it's like, so I'm sad that Eva's gone. I'm sad that, spoiler, she is now the only person on this season still without a challenge win. I feel bad, but we love her. Everyone's congratulating Gala on her win in the lip sync. Everyone's congratulating Queen on her win. Period.
I love Queen. Can I just say that? Can I just put that out there?
Yes.
I love Queen so much. Like, she has become one of my favorite queens to watch on this season. I just love her, and this episode only reiterated how much I love her. I was like, oh wait, maybe I do need to go back and watch her season, even though she said in her season she was in her head, she didn't do well, she was still learning and growing. I just really like her, and it's so crazy because all the people who, well, you guys, because you all are my Drag Race source for historians and reasons, but
yes, God.
All the people who you all have said I would like or I should like, either it turns out that I'm like, they're all right, or not liking, or the people you say, oh, I didn't like them on the season, I'm like, oh, but they're pretty good this season on this, like Vanity, love her. Absolutely love her.
Love Vanity.
And y'all were like,
Vanity.
like Vanity was not good on her season. She was the mean girl. I'm like, I don't see it. I don't know. I think she's great. And then you did tell me, Logan, that I would like Queen. And I was like, okay, cool. But I absolutely adore her. I absolutely adore her. It is people who I'm like, maybe I should have liked, but I don't. But then there's people who I kind of like, who I shouldn't have liked, but I do. It's so weird. It's so weird to me.
I have 3 points on what you just said.
Okay.
One, it's fun also because you might be able to see 3 people from that same Down Under season on TV this year alone. Because we saw Hannah,
Right.
we see Queen right now, and then
Love her.
Yuri is on Dragula. So
I won't watching her. I'm sorry.
yeah, I know, but like but that speaks to the caliber of that cast, because that cast is so good. That season is so good.
That's so interesting.
So it's really, really, like, I'm really excited for them. 2, I am also happy to say that I'm happy that you're loving Queen, because I can also attest to the fact that she is a absolute sweetheart in real life.
Wow.
And I've gotten to spend a good chunk of time with her, and she is an absolute sweetheart. Could not be sweeter. So happy for all the success she's getting, and I'm annoyed at all of the hate she's currently getting, honestly. 3, she's getting a lot of hate. She's being lumped in with the girls that Ru has already judged.
Yeah, that's the Ru series.
They're lumping Queen in with the Alyssa and Kitty hate, which I understand to an extent. However, with the exception of 1 week, I have agreed with every single one of Queen's placements. The only one I disagree with is I think she should have been safe for the ball. That's it. Every other placement Queen has had, I absolutely agree with.
Okay.
So including this week, we'll talk about it. But and like I was saying, every season is a microcosm.
Right.
And this season is very interesting for me because I have 2 queens that I have had a complete 180 on in terms of my opinion of them in the opposite direction of each other.
Wow.
Because I have absolutely fallen in love with Vanity Vane.
Yes.
Absolutely fallen in love, and I cannot stand Kitty anymore.
Yeah, this episode...
The character Kitty is presenting on this season, not a fan.
Yeah, this episode really just murdered Kitty's like character. I think it just soured a lot of people on her. There was already like a lot of people that were like kind of souring on her, but I think this episode really just switched the tides quite a bit, and it's just getting worse and worse. And so I'm really worried for Kitty, because I know that she doesn't like that. It's edited and that it's edited weirdly, but like, you know.
But also kind of cover that. Also, all team knows she did not have to really say those remarks or say what she wanted to say at that time. I think to me, it's a time and place. And I understand like Shay and reading, but sometimes you gotta be kind of in a mindset. This is not the UK. You're in a global all-star center. So what you're probably saying to someone is not going to translate what you're reading on your humor, or I think. To me, I feel like she needs to I think she's kind of wait when it's appropriate time to throw the shade or throw the remarks, because I did cover that in my post when I did it was trending right now on the TL right now. So the thing is like the UK 3 Kitty, like I love like the shade. It was fun, and for me it was different. To me, like I think what she was things that she's trying to do, it does not land. Like with last week, when their team won, she's like, sorry that we're bad. Sorry guys that you weren't good, guys. Try harder next time.
Yeah.
It isn't. I understand she was trying to be funny, but it didn't land right. It didn't look right. And I think I don't want. Yeah, I was like thinking I don't want hate for her. So I hope people when I posted that saying that I did not want her to get hit and stuff. I feel like I think she does kind of see that sometimes what she does it does not land. And I think in that plus with her being favored by production and the edit she's giving as far as the core 3, then plus what she's doing now with the remarks it's hurting her every now and she's getting to a bigger hole. So if she continues to do that, it's going to get worse.
Did I watch the same show?
Maybe. We'll talk about it. I want to put a pin in that because there is more to talk about with that later. I'm actually now kind of curious, and I'm excited to get there to talk about that whole segment. But we come into the workroom the next day. RuPaul walks in looking like RuPaul, doing RuPaul things. We have a mini challenge, and the queens. It is our every season sponsored Anastasia Beverly Hills makeup challenge. Where this time the queens have to load up onto Glamazonian Airways. Queens of the skies. I literally said it as soon as I was mad that the soundbite didn't play. Y'all could have pulled that from season 7. Y'all could have pulled that and it would have been cute and adorable and lovely, but you didn't. Anyway, well, we know the editors of this season have never edited Drag Race, so it's fine. But we're loading up onto Glamazonian Airways. You have to do your makeup on the plane. AKA, they couldn't pay for a fucking motorized thing, so the pit crew is just rocking you back and forth.
Look here. Sometimes we got to save money somewhere. And I don't mind. What good is the pit crew being there if they not gonna rock the queens back and forth? That's your job. You look good and you do use the muscles for good. So we don't need no motorized everything. Let this pit crew who is sitting backstage in catering doing nothing, come on out here and do something. Flex them muscles. I ain't mad at that. We don't need
I mean, they could sit. They could sit on my
money.
lap on the plane, though. They could sit on my lap and do my makeup on the plane, or they can do my makeup in my lap on the plane.
Do something. I don't think it. I thought that was perfectly fine. We don't need to spend money on stuff that we need. We got people for.
I will say, I always find these challenges weird because it kind of makes me not want to buy makeup. It kind of makes me feel like, oh, you know what? Maybe not. Maybe I shouldn't do this.
Maybe I don't want to do this.
Maybe I don't want to do makeup because maybe I will just look like a wild person, like Pithia this episode. Maybe I just don't want to try it.
Maybe you don't want to try it on a plane with turbulence. That's what you don't want to do.
Yeah, that's what I don't want to do. But I always find these challenges kind of weird. But you know what? It's whatever. It's kind of silly. It's kind of fun. So I get it.
Yeah.
I think there were a couple people. I love a dumb, stupid mini challenge. They're kind of my favorite. It's dumb. It's stupid. And the stupidest part of this whole thing was putting Norvina in a damn flight attendant outfit behind a green screen, having to do this safety. I was like, baby, Norvina baby, this
really
better
be
have
out
been your idea.
Yeah, Norvina really be out here doing whatever.
Like, they're having her learn other languages for other franchises.
Barely.
And still saying it as wide as possible.
Barely.
Barely. Remember on Brazil? Remember on Brazil when she was speaking Portuguese?
I was like, barely.
No.
Like, girl.
No.
Okay.
I mean, at that point, why doesn't she just say it in English? Anyways, whatever.
No, the bed's like, you know what? Y'all gonna enjoy this sponsor today. Enjoy this sponsor. You're like, I'm giving you the sponsor.
Here you go.
Just say what it is, and somebody speak English can translate it for them. Somebody can pick it up. I don't know.
Yeah.
Put some subtitles on there.
I thought a couple of the girls did good.
I did too.
Yes. But our winner is Tessa.
I was like, for real though? Okay.
Hey, it was honestly the most intricate makeup because she did that kind of like that halo effect with all the dots on her face. So I was like, it was kind of the most intricate of the makeup done.
It was the most makeup put on a face.
That's what I was gonna say.
I actually think that was Kitty.
Kitty had more glitter on her face than makeup. Tessa had makeup all over her face and eyelashes all over the place. I was like, baby, you put eyelashes on your chin, I get you.
Baby, Pythia's face had me cackling. Pythia's face, her alcohol. Oh my god, that was TV gold.
It was a fool.
Makeup on the teeth, makeup on. I was like impressed. I'm be honest.
When she lost her wig. She lost her wig.
Yeah.
I was impressed.
I was impressed actually by Alyssa's makeup, Nalinia's makeup, and actually Queen's makeup. I was like, okay, they actually look like if they were going somewhere, it'll be okay. Like they look normal.
Yeah.
Everybody else who put the makeup on was just like weird.
Right. I think the other person that could have won this challenge pretty easily was Nalinia. I actually thought hers was probably the best. I do agree with Tessa winning because
She had the
I
most
like
makeup on her face, and I love
She had
her.
the most makeup on, and it was the most effective. But I think Nelly could have won. I think Nelly could have won. But very happy for Miss Testicle. And then we find out that our maxi challenge is a cocktail dress. Ooh, you good?
I had a chill. The chill just ran through my body.
You
Lord.
okay?
The chills are running through your body because you know what we're about to talk about.
Yeah.
I
coming
guess
up
maybe
here.
because
The
I got
drama.
thoughts.
But our maxi challenge this week is a cocktail dress design challenge. Rue has all the girls pair up, and of course Nelly is last. And she decides to tack herself onto a group. Probably should have picked any other group.
Fully.
Any other group than the group she chose. Any other group. But she ends up picking the group with Pythia and Kitty. So we have the three of them. We have Soa and Vanity. We have Tessa and Alyssa. And we have Queen and Dalla. And we find out that prior to arriving to Global All-Stars, they all had to pack a suitcase with materials to make a dress. And the challenge is to make a cocktail dress out of your partner's materials. And I have to say, I love this. I love this concept.
That was a good twist.
This is a good twist.
This was a
Yeah, we
good
haven't had a twist like this in a while because I remember in
Yeah.
season 2 when they like forced them to switch scripts like last minute and stuff like that.
Yeah.
We used to have stuff like this before, and we haven't had it in a while. So I was so excited that we got this kind of moment.
I said,
Finally.
Actually,
that's
I remember one cool twist. I mean, it was from Canada. I remember it was like the streetwear challenge, and what they made them do for the first had to choose the look from the streetwear thing that they wore. So that was kind of like a good kind of thing. And then remember that the same season they all had the same materials. So I think it was, so that was like a Halloween bag, but when they opened it, it was all the same color. So they all had to make it look based on everything. So it was a cool twist. So, but I'm not gonna lie, I bet like say we were done, we were kind of being nervous, like, what did these hoes put in these suitcases? Like, is it something like I'm gonna do well with? Like,
and it was everything from nude lycra to ostrich feathers to a single ostrich feather to a single bolt of gold fabric.
Yep.
Like, these girls went across the board with the amount of materials that they gave out. My favorite part of this episode is when Tessa and Alyssa open their suitcases. And Tessa's just like, oh, how lovely. And this is why we put Alyssa Edwards back on TV. This moment alone, it justifies choosing Alyssa.
Alyssa said, "Is this it?
no,
Baby, is this
she had
it?
scraps.
Baby,
She had
Is this
scraps.
it? Baby,
No,
is this
no,
it?
She said, hello?
Say hello. Is
right.
this? You want me to make something with?
No, he's like basically say you had the audacity.
You had to.
You had the audacity of giving
the way she was looking in the bag, like it got to be more. This is it.
The audacity gave me scraps and expect me to make a garment and embarrassing me for my friends and family watching at home. Like
I have been embarrassed in front of my friends, family, and the folks at home.
She said, "You gave me this with this,
and you want to be my friend?
Like how am I supposed to work? You want to be my family? You gave me this." And this, and then talking about some, you can work with that. You can work with this. You can work with it.
No, because I was just like, thank you, my future drag ma. You bless me, you know. And it's like, wow, so my future drag are gonna do me like this. And she's gonna be my daughter, she's gonna do me like this.
And the best part is Alyssa's was fully already cut out.
Yep.
Like there were full panels. Like Tessa, we'll talk about it, but Tessa did put in the work, and I'm happy that Michelle acknowledged it during the critiques. I was real happy about that. But I have to say, I think the two people that got the absolute best suitcases were Tessa and Kitty. Because Pythia gave Kitty some damn good stuff.
Yes, I agree. 'Cause I feel like, especially, I think she had like pink and orange and things. You could put like a nice, like a cute duochromatic look with that, and it would have been cohesive.
Absolutely.
So yeah, so
And
it was
she
pretty
did.
good.
And she did. So
Okay, so let's get into this because I really want to talk about
please
this
do,
now.
Lana. Please
Because
do, Lana.
everybody,
Go for it.
y'all were talking about Kitty and how she's souring her, blah blah blah. We lost
Oh,
Eduardo.
Oh Lord Jesus, not this.
oh,
Yeah, they'll be back. But how Kitty soured and her attitude. I
Yeah.
felt like in this episode, I was Team Kitty because
Okay.
Nalinia,
Yeah.
I would have wanted to punch her myself. How dare you? When you open the suitcase that I gave you, you literally start crying over the fabrics that I gave you. That was so rude. Like she was rude. She was
Okay.
rude. Kitty was not rude. She gave her 1,000. She was like, that's like $1,000 worth of fabric I just gave you right there.
Right.
And it's cute fabric. And you agree, like, oh yes, it's cute, it's just cute. It's just so hard to work with and da 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 da. And I'm like, okay, say that. Say it's hard to work
Right.
with, but don't sit here and act like it's not good fabric. I felt like that was the rudest thing from the linear. I was like, that's rude. I would have been upset too. And if I was Kitty, I'd be like, you ungrateful cow. Like, how dare you? How dare you? And then you on the nerve, like when they open your bag, it's fine. And they say, oh, this is good. This is fine. It might not be what I wanted, but I can work with it. It was a better way of coming at that the way that she did. And I thought she was the rude one. I was all on Team Kitty's side this time. And I'm not a Kitty stan or anything, but I was agreeing with Kitty. I was like, how dare you talk about the stuff? I mean, to actually start crying. And like, it's look at this. Like, girl. Oh, absolutely not.
Yeah.
No, ma'am. No, ma'am. That's rude. No, ma'am. No,
I
ma'am.
definitely understand what you're saying, and I agree with a lot of what you're saying. For me, I don't think either of them look super great coming out of this. My big issue with Kitty, honestly, because I do think in the actual argument in the workroom, I definitely think Kitty had a lot of valid points, and her feelings are very valid. Nellie's are as well. My issue with Kitty was what she was saying in confessional, where she just kept going on, and she was like, "You ungrateful cow, you're thick." Like all of those comments, those are the comments I had an issue with.
Here's the thing. How are we judging her for being human? How are we getting upset with her for being human? She was in her feelings like all of us would have been if somebody disrespected you in front of just disrespected. She's a human. Here's the thing. Our primary, I heard this weekend. Oh God, you bringing stuff back. I heard this weekend. Primary emotions and secondary emotions. Our primary emotions is always usually what comes out first. Her primary emotions was anger. She was angry. She was angry that she felt disrespected. She was angry that this woman just totally crapped on the things that she brought. It was like, this isn't good. I don't like it. I can't work with it. Da, da, da. And then what she did, her secondary anger, her secondary emotion turned into like hurt. And so she lived in her secondary emotions for a minute. But that doesn't make her a bad person for living in her secondary emotions. She was hurt because she thought she brought really good fabric and it was going to work for what she had in her mind. She didn't know this twist was going to happen. So when she picked the fabric, she was picking it for something that she was going to make for herself. And then when you switch it and it's somebody else and they get it and then they crap all over it, I would have been in my feelings too, and I would have been hurt. And in my confessions, when it's the time, I'm able to let loose and say what I want to say. It's not gonna be like, oh well, I guess she don't like it. I'm gonna be like, you cow, you ungrateful heifer. How dare you? Because I spent a lot of money on this fabric and you come in here and crap all over it. No, no. And sure, after a while, give me some time to process, breathe, take a step back and sleep on it. Maybe I'll come back the next day better. But I'm sure they didn't give her no time to sleep on it. I'm sure they were like, what's your reaction? Tell us how you feel. And she gave her human reaction. So I'm not gonna get mad at that woman for being human and saying how she feels in the confessional when she felt disrespected. Now, all the stuff she said later, after sleeping on it and after calming down, then we can get to one like, girl, you're gonna have to let it go. But here's the thing, here's the caveat. Millennia didn't let it go either. And they both ended up in the same spot. So I'm like,
yeah.
Y'all wanted to stay mad. You want to be mad. So
honestly, the more you talk about it, Lana, I agree. I agree. Like I know you're not out here trying to change opinions.
No.
But I'm definitely seeing everything you're coming from. I think it was also compounded because Millennia and Kitty had previous scuffles. I think this was kind of just the big culmination of all of that. Like I said, I don't think either of them look great coming out of this. I definitely understand both of their sides, but I definitely see where you're coming from with the whole talk.
Yeah, can I get my thoughts on this?
Yeah.
Well, I think it was just the way that it was handled that it was wrong, because I do think Melania, the way that she acted was very disrespectful, but I also think that Kitty, not only this episode but in several other episodes, has been kind of, at least in my point of view and the way that I see it, and I could be absolutely wrong, the way that she's talks to other queens seems like she's putting herself on a pedestal above the other ones. And it's okay for queens to be confident and whatever, but it feels like she's also pushing other queens down. So maybe for me, it's a situation in which I've already had a bad taste of like a sour taste of Kitty. And so now that she still has this like personality that I'm not a huge fan of, it's just like my initial reaction is to be like, oh, you're just an awful person. But like, or like, oh, I don't like you anymore. I think that's the situation that's going on with me specifically with Kitty. But I do agree with you. Melania crying because she had fabric that was difficult to work with is really over the top. And then it was also, when you think about it, she's basically telling Kitty that her drag is ugly and that she just doesn't like it.
Absolutely.
Where in that case, I understand why Kitty would absolutely be upset. But as I said, I think the way that it was just, they just didn't talk about it, and they just didn't like come to a conclusion that wasn't toxic. They just both got angry at each other and just let them sit each other in their anger. And I just don't think that was really the way that they should have gone about it, because I think Melania, from what I know about Melania is very sensitive and will cry at anything.
Yes.
So I think if she had just had the time to really explain herself, and had Kitty really had the time to be like, I don't like the way that you reacted because you're basically critiquing my drag, I think everything would have gone a little bit differently. So I'm just feeling really iffy about it, and I don't like it. I don't like the way that the season is edited, because this is also just, it's just bringing Kitty down. It's just making like Kitty look like this evil, nasty person in my point of view. And I know that she's probably not that way. So I'm just really annoyed at the production for putting the queens in this position.
Yeah, to counter on that as well, like I also know, I was she overreacted. Also, I feel understand. Also, to a point, thing is, she overreacted so much. Like I think, you were doing a lot for that. It wasn't that serious, but also we had a kind of thing is you gotta be honest, I'm not gonna lie, you can kind of tell she kind of feels like isolated with the queens. Like I think it's going back the way when it came to the pairings, like you can just tell like no one really instantly came for her. So just I think she still kind of feel like that isolation and just being underestimated just by the queens in general, and it's just putting on top of that, and then just dealing with that the stress. I think that's how she overreacted. Now I'm not gonna round like I would say it was too much. I feel like she should have just kind of like is what it is. And anything like even like in drag, but we're gonna do how to make some things gonna be hard for us to do. You're just gonna make you work and just work hard and just do your best. So we'll say that. But I personally felt like this could have been a better one station. It was going to just pause. Let's talk over here. You share me your how your frustrations, and I share mine, and we'll come to a common agreement. But as you can see, it just wasn't in the right headspace, especially when trying to design, get stuff in a certain amount of time because you must have your garment made by the time to go on the stage. So it was just too much at a lot.
I mean, it's
Yeah.
it's. I get all that. I get everything y'all saying. I agree, but I'm like in this just in this particular situation between them. Why does Kitty need to go and make sure Nalinia is okay? Because you're upset over the fabric that I brought. Why do I have to now come comfort you and be like, "What? Let's go talk about it. Let's go off to the side and discuss this and come up with a resolution." There is no discussion. There is no resolution. The twist is you take this fabric, I get this fabric, and we get to work. Now I have to take time out of getting to work on my fabric to go talk to you about why you don't like the fabric that I brought.
Yeah.
I don't have time for that.
I
But
do have a thing to say about it though. I do think that at least this is what I would have done. I feel like if I'm getting my feelings hurt and I'm in that situation in which Kitty is in, I don't want to be like in my feelings all day. So I would go out of my way to be like, hey, I didn't appreciate that you
mhm.
were crying over my fabric. I don't like that you're acting this way. I feel
And
like you are basically telling me that like you don't like my drag and that's
but Kitty
hurting my
told her
feelings.
that.
Yeah,
Kitty told
I
her
get,
that. She was like, I don't like how you're
but I think
crying
she
over my.
she did it afterwards. She did it in the second episode, like in the second day, and I think that's when Elenia really just kind of didn't react positively, didn't react accordingly, and didn't say like, "Hey, this is not about like your drag or whatever," or like I just think it was a different situation. But like I get it, I understand what you're saying, Lana. Uh, but I'm just saying what I would have done in that
Yeah,
scenario,
yeah.
and
I guess I'm a person who, well, I'm old and I'm jaded and I'm bitter sometimes, and I get it because me personally, I don't have time to deal with people and they sensitive palettes when it has nothing to be sensitive about to me, according to me. Like I'm like, this is a competition. I don't have time to coddle you and try to make you feel better because you don't like something that I brought when my intention of bringing it wasn't for you. I didn't know this twist was going to happen. And to now we get here and the twist happens, and now you're upset and you're crying over fabric that I picked out that I thought was beautiful fabric, and I was ready prepared to make a beautiful garment with this fabric. And now you're looking at it like it's trash at the bottom of the shoe. And I'm just like, oh, so now I got to be like, oh, girl, you don't like it? Why don't you like it? I'm so sorry you don't like the fabric that I picked out. You don't like my taste. I get it. But what do we do now? We move on. We got to move because we got to make these dresses so we can get on with our lives. It's
yeah.
just, I'm just old and bitter. And I'll be like, look, baby girl, you like it, you don't like it. If you don't, sorry for you. And Kitty has a very sarcastic British sense of humor. We've seen the UK queens with those that dry humor that a lot of UK queens have because that's a British humor. Some people get it, some people don't. Either you like it or you don't, and I get it. And I think a lot of the stuff that Kitty was saying was trying to be funny. It landed for some people. It probably didn't for others. I get it. Kitty is not going to be everybody's cup of tea. She's not my favorite, but I was more like I understand where she was coming from, and I understand where Nalenia was coming from. You didn't. It was a fabric that was hard to work with, but baby girl, life ain't always easy. Sometimes you got to work hard.
In
It's
the
not
words of
fair.
Naomi Smalls, life's not fair.
Life's not fair. Look,
And then
life's
in the
not
end, it
fair.
didn't even matter. In the end,
Right.
it didn't even
Well, it
matter.
didn't matter in the end. Favor ain't fair,
Because they
and
were
it
both
ain't.
safe.
They were both
Favor,
safe. It didn't even matter.
it
In the
didn't
end, it
matter.
didn't even
Yeah.
matter.
So
Why did we have to do all
why
that?
did it have to do all that? Because nothing even mattered in the end of the day.
Actually, before we move on, I'm gonna comment this one thing because the queens they talked about it Pithy on her page, so she was like she did say because the Labrador beating factor was very indeed hard to work with, so it looks like Pithy did kind of help her, and it was like thank you so much, and you kind of like lost a little bit of your time making your garment, but just thinking anyway, so. I think it was a hard fight, but and I think you know what? At least you know they move on. They made it work, and they had a garment on the stage ready to wear, ready to go.
Nobody said it was easy, but whatever.
Yeah.
Life ain't easy.
Nobody said it.
Nobody says it's gonna be easy. Okay. Yeah.
I think we went 2 different songs.
Yeah, I did. I went to something else. Completely. Because I was about to go to church on you in a minute, but okay.
Oh,
You're
I
not
went
knowing
Cher.
either of these songs.
Yeah, no,
I
I was
went
about to take
Cher.
it. I was about to take it to church. I was like, nobody told me the road.
Oh, I went to
Oh.
Runaway. I went to Runaway. And I know, yeah. I went
Believe
Runaway to Cher.
Believe me. Yeah.
I'm just over here like, yeah, sure. I don't know either one of these songs.
Party!
I don't know what you're
Party.
talking about. Party, yeah.
Party, yes.
Yeah.
The other big part of this workroom is actually the next day.
Yeah.
Because they do the Rue walkthroughs, whatever. The one with Tessa and Alyssa is fun because Alyssa's just like, I have scraps of fabric. And I have to say, I am very happy that Rue clocked Miss Alyssa for what she was trying to do.
Mm-hmm.
Because she was like, the level of your fashion this season has been very, very good, which it has been. I absolutely agree with that. So you need to elevate whatever it is. Now, I will say as well, I think Alyssa did the absolute best job of what she could this week. Because she was given, in my opinion, the most difficult challenge. In that it was literally like, Tessa girl.
I want to know what Tessa's idea was, what she was going to make with that.
I really want to know too.
So look, you make sure you ask Tessa for me, Logan.
You know
what
I'm
was
gonna
her
ask Tessa
idea?
Right now.
Ask her what her idea
Yeah,
was for that fabric that she was going to take. What was she going to make?
What was she going to make?
Yeah.
Because
while we're doing that, I want to talk about that whole moment with RuPaul and Helena and Kitty about the margarita pizza. I don't know, like poor Helena, that is gonna haunt her for the rest of her life. I think it was
that is going to be the one thing she is known from this damn season
RuPaul.
is margarita pizza. And I'm like, God damn it.
Yeah, I know. The thing is, I think it was Kitty who brought it up, and then RuPaul laughed, and everyone was like, "Can you say that for me, please?" And she said it, and margarita pizza, and it's RuPaul. Like you just calculate she is. I'm like, oh.
Linnea was like, "Why is that funny?
Like, why is that funny?
That's funny."
I've been in that situation. I've been in that situation in which, like, someone makes a joke about something in your language, and then they're like, "Can you say it? Can you?" And I just say it, and then they're like, "Oh, that's so funny!" And like everyone's laughing, and everyone's like, "Oh, look at you saying it." And I'm over here being like, "It's just my language." And
I'm about to say, don't it feel like they're talking? They're laughing at you and not with
and
you.
It feels very like mean-spirited.
Yes,
someone that has been on it. Because
that's what I thought too.
Imagine if I told y'all, like, say Empire State Building. Say Empire
right. I'm
State
like,
Building.
Empire State Building?
Oh my God, that's so
oh my God, that is so funny.
No,
like, what is funny about that?
It feels very much like I am an animal at the zoo and you're waiting for me to do a flip or something to clap and laugh.
Do a trip.
And I'm just like,
something like about Mama Ruth, she will always just do these crazy things, like with Miranda, Lawana Praise Bugs. That's not even her accent.
It's like
no, it's shady.
RuPaul is slowly moving towards Alzheimer's because at this point, any damn random ass fucking thing makes her laugh. So
No,
It's
really.
okay. It gives me like my sister when we were younger. My sister Courtney would say we would do. She would laugh at everything. Like everything would make her laugh, and so me and Nisha got to a point where we just make just make fun of her so she'll laugh and get in trouble because she laughed at the wrong time. So we'll say something like spaghetti and meatballs, and she'd be like, ah! Don't know why that was funny, but she found it funny. I feel like what they did to Nalinia was the opposite. I felt like that was Kitty's joke. Kitty made the joke. Rue laughed. She loved it. I don't know why, but now she's like, you say it. Like you said, Eduardo, it feels like they were like, you were the animal or the alien in the cage, and they want you to do a trick for them. And then when you say it, it's like, oh, that's so funny. And you're like, I don't get it. Are you laughing at my accent? Are you laughing at the way I speak? That's not funny. So I didn't find it funny. I thought it was kind of mean, but Rue laughed, and so everybody was gonna go with it because Rue is the
and of
one
course
who's
Nellie's gonna go with it,
right, because it's
it
like
makes her
now
more
it's like
memorable.
okay, margarita pizza.
I guess.
I guess.
I hope she hates pizza. Actually, honestly, I hope she hates pizza and she never eats pizza again. But yes, we go to the next day in the workroom, and it is a major juxtaposition of beautiful, heartwarming moment and complete stress. Because we come in, Vanity has no outfit.
Nothing.
She has
It's
nothing.
falling apart.
She is taking paper,
Just
And gluing it.
like stick it on his dress. Stick it right here. I was like, oh my God, girl, you got paper and you just I'm gonna make it into a flower, girl. I'm gonna put it right here, girl.
And the thing is, her design challenge look on season 1 of Spadia is one of my favorite design challenge looks of all time. Like it is such, and they showed a little bit of it, the big like black plumage.
Yeah,
like, it was.
I remember.
Incredible.
No, I remember like I can't remember the episode specifically. I remember thinking she was just about for that talent show, so I was kind of like, oh no, I don't see it good for Vanity. And then to me, it was this episode in particular that I was kind of like, to me, got her way to the end that quick because that was a gag with design. Actually, the designs that episode were pretty goddamn good. No shade, considering it was a small cast. Like, I mean, it was her.
I still think I'm a Queen should have won the challenge, but that's just
I'm a Queen's like, oh my God, that she got robbed.
Could you imagine, KaMorian? I'm sorry, Eduardo. Now you and Lana are dealing with the same thing. KaMorian, could you imagine I'm a Queen on this cast? I love Vanity. I love Vanity down, but I'm on this cast. That would
actually, I thought Fatana was gonna be in this class. I love Fatana. She was a powerhouse. Let me tell you.
And I am happy to report one of the sweetest queens I've ever met. I fucking love her.
Amazing.
Anyway. But this heartwarming moment, and Lana, you alluded to it earlier. I was so happy because we did get critiques last week from Soa. From Michelle talking about her makeup, which I did agree. It's been her makeup on her original season was really, really good, and I don't remember her getting any critiques on it. But this season, it was like the lighting must be different or something. I'm not too sure. But this moment of Queen helping Soa with her makeup, I was just like, yes.
I love that so much. I was like, oh, this woman. I love her because you can go two ways in competitions like this. You could either be kind and helping everybody like she was doing, or you can be like, I don't need to help these people. These are my competition. And both points are valid. Both points are valid. So it's like, if you choose not to help anybody, understood. If you choose to help people, that's great too. But I thought that was such a sweet moment. And she was like, look, we know how our pigment is and how we know what lights us up, and I want to help her because she's, for some reason, like she's gone this dark route. She got that dark route down. Now she needs to learn how to lighten it up. And so it was like, not so. Queen was like, just do this and do that. I love that. I love the sisterhood. I love that moment between two women of color. I just loved it. I enjoyed it so very much. I thought it just showed that they can work together. We can all work together and be friends and help each other without trying to sabotage people or be mean. So I love that. We got a very juxtaposition in this episode. We got the
I was
very
gonna say
mean
that.
side to a very sweet side, and people helping people. We saw that because Pathia was helping Vanity as well, trying to get her look together at the last minute. So it was nice to see the all the sides of it because we got a little and what we did get, we saw how two people reacted so differently to like the same thing. We saw how Alyssa reacted to getting scraps from Tessa. She didn't get mean, she didn't get ugly, she didn't go off. She was just like, "Oh my god, girl." And then we saw how Millennia acted to getting what she called bad fabric from Kitty.
Right.
So it's kind of like very juxtaposition on both ends. We saw the good and the bad of in this whole episode. So I kind of really like this episode for that reason only. It took us on a journey.
This is my favorite episode of the season for that exact reason. Like the ups and the downs and all of it just was very, very good. But
it took us on a journey for sure.
We can just very incredibly quickly go to the runway to just talk about the judges.
Yeah, we'll just talk about the judges because if you really want to hear our thoughts, you're gonna have to go to look over here.
No, not this one.
Werk.
This one, fine. We're not going to be here for very long. We're not going to be. But our guest judge, Jasmine Tooks, I had no clue who this beautiful woman was.
She's gorgeous.
She's it comes as no surprise to find out that she is a Victoria's Secret supermodel.
Period.
So, yeah, of course. Why is she here?
Yes.
I don't know. What did she provide? I'm not sure. But I was happy she was here.
Yeah.
Wait, actually, yeah. Like, oh wait, I've seen that face. She been I realized she's been like all in the ads commercials before, like before like the rebranding of Victoria's Secret. She was always in like those commercials, like the end commercials.
Oh, was she part of the rebrand of that?
No, she wasn't a rebrand. She was
before.
Like before the rebrand. You know how
okay, yeah.
That was Victoria's Secret back in the day. Angels.
I was like, she looked familiar.
She's very
enough.
angel.
She was one of the main
angel.
Yeah, she was one of the main ones. The main ones.
I was about to say, remember after Tyra stopped and Naomi stopped, she was the next black girl who got her
next black girl.
Oh yes.
You would see those eyes very clearly in those commercials.
Yeah, I was like, I have to realize that I know who she is.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, it's not a white man that's been a judge on Drag Race for years. I'll take it.
Not another U.S. judge we saw before. So not a full American panel.
Another American, but hey, I'll take it. Whatever.
I mean, I've got a living though, like 2 Victoria's Secret models for global, like
in the same season, yeah.
Adriana and her, like I'm living.
And she gave really good one-liners throughout the runway, so I wasn't mad at her.
And you could tell that she was having fun being there, which is always something that I like when it comes to the guest judges, because sometimes some of the guest judges are just there to be there, and they just don't show any emotion whatsoever. And they don't like whatever. She clearly was having fun being there, so I really appreciate it.
Absolutely. This Ru dress is pretty. RuPaul was in a dress.
Yeah,
I like the detail of this dress. I like the swirl of the cups, and I like the crisscross in the torso area, and then I like how it just flows down in the bottom. I think it's a cute dress. It's not my favorite that you all season, but it's a cute dress. I love the colors though. I do appreciate the colors. For a second, I thought she was gonna come out in orange and purple, or what was the colors that Kitty got? Orange and pink. Orange and pink. I thought she was gonna come out in some pink and with some orange in it. I was like, "Oh, girl, you ain't even gonna hide your bias this week." Oh my god! But no, it's cute. I thought it was a cute dress. I do like the pattern work on it. Michelle looked like she is going to a club in Jersey and as an auntie, she's the auntie at the club in Jersey.
She's the auntie at the club in Jersey that has been running the club since the 80s and
Yep.
is stuck in the 80s.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
And
Just like
Jamal
RuPaul.
looks
Like
very
Jamal.
nice.
Yeah. Jamal always looks good. Whatever.
He looks good. But yeah,
Mhm.
it's a
Yeah,
perfectly fine look for the judges.
We're going to talk about the runway looks, obviously, over on Look Over Here. So make sure to check out that episode where we will talk all about the looks. The Untucked, not much happened.
And I was shocked. I was shocked because, as we said, both Kitty and Melania were just safe. And I was thinking that they were going to have a conversation to the whole
There was a
thing.
little bit of tension, and I
Tension
did love when
there.
Alyssa was like, "Do I need to move out from the
No,
middle?"
for okay, no,
Yeah.
because he was like, like, well, like we're safe, we're good, and the kid was like, how you feel, like you're safe, but like I get my stuff, so are you crying now? Da da da. Just like, and he's like, what she say? She's like, I'm saying da da da, and it's like, wait, so hold on, what am I missing? I didn't mean to move. You're gonna hash it out, and at least a kitty with the da da da. She was safe with the guy thing. God, I mean, like, holy Jesus Christ, and we're safe, and she's safe. Da da da.
Yeah. But that was really the only.
That's it. They were
That's
just
what
trying to
not much
figure out
happened.
who was
happened.
going to be
It
at the
was
top and who was
that.
at the bottom. And then the
Yeah.
girls came in and was like, "We're at the top." Me, Tessa, and Tessa, uh, Pathia, and Queen. They're like,
Queen
"They're at the
Con.
top. Cool, we're at the top."
Yeah.
And then the other three was like, "Well, we're probably at the bottom." Da da da. Really wasn't nothing. And then they were like, "Look," and then Alyssa was like, "Well, look here." Alyssa's like, "Let's get back to business because if you think you go have to lip sync, you better go change into something that's gonna work. So go and get changed." And they were like, "Yep, we're gonna do it."
I do love that Alyssa gave us a teaser for the lip sync song to come. We'll talk about it.
Mm-hmm.
Immediately, I was like, "Oh, so Bang Bang is the lip sync song? Cool, thanks, Alyssa."
Right.
Like, but we have our top three: Queen Kong, Tessa Testicle, and Pathia, and our winner. Finally getting a challenge win is Tessa Testicle. Yeah!
I was very happy for her. I was like,
Her
well
first
deserved.
win.
And I was like, her first win,
Incredibly
period.
deserved. Her
I said,
first
first of
win,
all, this
period.
episode was her first wins. Wins. Let's give her correctly because she got a mini challenge when she her first wins, period. And I love that for my girl. She deserved
Yes.
it. She ate. She got very, very lucky with Alyssa Edwards and getting her bag. I'm not even gonna lie because
Yeah.
but like Michelle said, yes, the bag was great, but you did the work. And that is what it was because Alyssa gave her good stuff to work with, but if she would have jacked it up, it still wouldn't have been good. So,
And a lot of people were worried about that because
Now,
her ball challenge look was not the best. But yeah.
I will say it's kind of like a biggest kind of like entry to air, like kind of like an entry to air when we kind of like came from my design look 3 weeks ago, and now I want an actual design challenge. It's kind of like it also like a rendition for Hurricane Memory, like at Tug, and everybody was coming for her for that design. It's like what, I know it wasn't the best, but guess what? I actually put work and effort, and it actually now she put actually work and effort to a nice clean the look tonight and actually want a design challenge for it. So it's kind of like a redemption for all that 3 weeks ago.
And
it really shows that like when Tessa is working with fabric that's not super hard to work with and has actual good materials, she can pull some amazing things off.
well, I will say on her season, the one time she was not in the bottom two,
yep,
she was high, was a design challenge.
Yep, and she made a great design.
It was a PVC dress.
Yes.
Oh,
Which
really?
is a difficult material
It's
to work
difficult.
with. So I will say, Tessa knows what the hell she's doing.
She does.
I was like, going into this week, I was like, I feel incredibly confident in her abilities because I truly believe like she is a very, very good seamstress and designer. And she worked it the hell out. And for that, I say this.
Yes.
And and one more thing, I would say it's kind of also kind of refreshing to see at least another international queen win a challenge. So and that's kind of like
Thank
the kind
God
of
for
like the
that.
biggest take from this episode, seeing someone else but like the core three that we are kind of categorizing right now, like win a challenge. So it's kind of refreshing. So at least it was kind of like some good things from this episode.
Yeah.
Definitely.
But I think all as far as the top three go, I think they all deserve to be in that top three. I think
Yes.
Pythia's look
Yes.
was great. Queen's look was great. I loved how they both just was like, we just go do what we do. And I thought they looks turned out really, 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 really well.
Mhm.
So I think as far as the top three, deserved. All three of them deserve to be in there. But Tessa
Absolutely.
definitely deserved to win this one.
Yeah.
Yes.
And our bottom three, I do also unfortunately agree with this
Mm-hmm.
bottom three of Vanity, Soa, and Gala.
Mm-hmm.
Because at the end of the day, I think the one person that maybe could have been swapped around and given a bottom placement maybe would have been Alyssa. But like I said earlier, for me at least, I think Alyssa had one of the biggest challenges of this episode because of the materials that she had to work with. And we'll talk about it and look over here. I actually think she created a really clean, concise dress that I wasn't mad at. And I think what separated the safe girls here from the bottom girls was clean construction. All three of those safe girls had a very clean, constructed garment. And the bottom three, unfortunately, and I love these three. These are three of my favorite queens in the bottom. And I don't want any of them to be in the bottom. But objectively speaking, they all had some sort of issue with the fit of their garment or the tailoring wasn't as clean. And so I get it for this bottom three.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and yeah, definitely agree. I think a reason I think it's part of the reason why it's clean because everyone I think everyone leaves the say queens every government fit on their bodies. I could tell like with Ongala I think I never say she over padded, but I just wish like it just would have kind of matched her proportions more, like the bottom part of her dress. Like with so I had a like she looked so actually looked good, but just like a little bit like minor and then vanities, as well. We know like with her kind of situation as well. But I want to talk about like their lip sync outfits. It's kind of yeah, I get that Vanity's lip sync outfit was actually her promo. Thing is, the actually her promo that she wore, but actually thing is the promo that actually it was supposed to be her promo anyway. But eventually, when that time was gonna come, she was gonna have to use that look for her promo. So it's kind of like dang.
Yeah, because we talked about it. I think we talked about it a couple of weeks ago that her promo got damaged by PAs, and so literally the look she was wearing this week was for the lip sync was her promo. But she ends up being safe. She doesn't have to lip sync in the look.
Which I don't agree with. I think she
I
should.
don't agree with either.
Yeah,
Our
no.
bottom two ends up being Gala and Soa. I really do think, as much as I love both of these girls, I think it should have been Soa and Vanity.
I do too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
even Vanity was bad. She's like, oh my god, what?
Right. Yeah.
I'm
Mhm.
saying
Yeah.
it was
I
giving
don't think.
like it was giving like Tatiana when she found out she wanted to live. She's like, I thought I misheard.
Mhm.
Like I'm good. I'm still here. So yeah, I was kind of. I mean, I was gagged in group as well, but yeah, it was just sad to see this be the bottom two, especially for Gala. 'Cause I felt like before I feel like Gala being the bottom this week, it makes sense. But like I think like just like the past few weeks to seeing Gala do so well, but when it comes to the judging, it just like I don't know like what they're not seeing from Gala, and you could tell it's kind of eating up her confidence. I feel like she came in confident, and really good. I think it confident, very good because what she has brought, except like for this episode, has been like top tier, been immaculate, and to see her just being put to the corner. You feel like that confidence. You just like you tell that she's fighting still, but like her confidence, you tell like it is wearing on her. And I just feel bad for her
I
personally.
feel like last week, fine, she should have been in the bottom two. This week, she shouldn't have been, and I feel like they should have like when you're doing stuff like Global All Stars, you have the power to give people a break. and I feel like she deserved a break this week. Like, don't make her lip sync twice back to back when honestly she shouldn't be there. Like being in the bottom three, fine. Yes. Give, put the fire under her ass and make her like, girl, you got to step it up. Sure. But making her lip sync again, I don't know if they didn't think Vanity was good enough to send Soa home, but Vanity made an outfit in an hour and it was glued on artwork, paper, artwork, spray painted. That deserved to go home because that wasn't the challenge. She didn't even use half of the materials that was brought because she already ruined most of it. So that didn't. I don't feel like that met the criteria. Gala gave us a good cocktail dress. At least it was a good cocktail. Maybe it was a little. The proportions wasn't right, but she still made a good cocktail dress. She fit the brief. She did what had the assignment. She understood it and she gave it to you. I don't understand how we take that and say, nah, go back to the bottom and lip sync for your life again. She deserved a break this week. I don't think it should have been her, but we are not the judges. And
Yeah.
Galavaro and so the muse was like, well, if we got to do what we got to do, we got to do what we got to do. And let's do this.
Yeah, it
Right.
truly feels like no matter what either of these queens do, they were
Yeah.
just never gonna get like the judges' respect.
Yep.
Because I think it's really funny how both of these queens are trying to appease the judges and like they're changing or like trying to evolve and like they're hearing the critiques and they're applying them, and both of them are still not getting seen. Like they're telling Gala to like edit and to like do something different, and she says, okay, I'm gonna pad, I'm gonna talk, this is something I normally don't do, and then
Right.
bam, she's in the bottom. And then Soa, hey, you need
Like
to
up
fix
your
your
makeup.
makeup, you need to brighten it up, do whatever. She does it, bam, she's in the bottom. It just feels like they just want to just get rid of these queens no matter how well they do,
Yep.
because I also think it's so weird that both of the times that Gala has been in the bottom, she's received good critiques.
Good critiques.
Both
There
of the
was a
times they were
like
like, "Oh, you did great. Look, I like your."
Michelle literally told Gala, like, I am impressed, like you're switching it up, like being creative, like the way that you took this challenge, like I
Yeah,
love it. I like that's what drag is willing to change every bell.
The
And
guest
then
judge loved Gala's dress. It was like, I want the
yeah,
dress.
I'm in the bottom too. I'm like, make it make sense. You
Bottom
didn't
two.
say
It doesn't make sense.
yeah. Like last episode, she went out of her way to be like, "Okay, I've been sexy. I've been like this kind of character before. I want to
And
do
I'm not.
something different. I'm gonna do something weird and something ugly, something silly, so I can show that they didn't appreciate that.
Nope.
Okay, now this episode, I'm gonna show them a different side of my drag. I'm gonna show them that I can be classy, that I can be beautiful, that I can pad, that I can do all of this, and still that didn't work. So it just feels like they're just wanting to get Gala out no matter what, and they thought that the best way to do it was with Soa, and then it kind of backfired because Gala absolutely murdered. But it feels like no matter what Gala does, they're just wanting to get rid of her at every step of the way. Right now, it
It
feels like they're just like, oh, you were supposed to go home last episode. How are you still here? Let's just put you back in the bottom and hope that you go.
like
Yeah.
it feels orchestrated. That's this is that part of it. It feels orchestrated. Like it feels like they have an order of how they want these queens to go home, and it is kind of just like it's just a service.
it's unfortunate because I honestly don't feel like Gala is very long in this world. I think
Oh, absolutely not. We will
next
get to
week
it, but
probably
I also
might, but
have
we'll get to it because yeah,
I have thoughts as well. Yeah.
I do have thoughts.
Yeah.
But yeah, we get to the lip sync. Lip sync is
Bang
bang
bang.
bang bang bang.
Shocker.
Honestly,
Good
I
lip sync
kind of
song.
would have been more okay. I agree. I kind of would have been more okay had they just put all three of them in the bottom, since there are technically three people in that song.
That would have been iconic,
That would
actually.
have been
We
iconic,
were on it, no
and it would
shade.
have
Because
been
they did
deserved.
that, because they've already done that too, because they did that on the season 10 finale when this was the
Mhm.
final lip sync song um for that season. So like I think it would have been more okay with that result too, because I just
Mhm.
think I love Vanity dearly. I've grown to really love her on this season. I do think she should have been on the bottom, but regardless, we got a great lip sync out of these two entertainers. And
Oh,
as soon as they
absolutely.
were called the I thought it was a pretty good lip
It was a
sync.
good lip sync. No, it was a good lip sync. But they both dropped some words very often in that
But
song.
all
Like,
team no shade though. You gotta think about it. This is like mostly
I
English. It's not the
I
first
was
lyric
about to say that
language.
if you wouldn't have cut me off
My
before
bad.
I finished it. My statements, my God, man, don't
Please,
jump on my
KaMorian,
back.
KaMorian,
Oh,
please, when people are speaking, let them finish.
let
Thank you
them
very
speak. No.
much.
My bad, man.
But yes, I was about to say they both drop words, but these are two international queens where English is not their first language, and this is a wordy song. This is a lot of words in a song, very fast paced, and I was praying. I was like, if y'all make them do that Nikki part, I swear to Jesus, I will come through to that screen and bust y'all heads against the wall, because you do not make people who don't speak English as their first language do some Nicki Minaj, A to the I to the B to the Y. You don't do it. I was about to scream, but they didn't, thank God. But it's still a lot of words in that song. And so I got it. I was like, okay, I'm not mad at them dropping the words every now and again. It's fine. What my gala was so composed. And I was like, that's what you need. Soa was so like frantic. And that's what I felt from her performance. It felt frantic. She was all over the place. She was dancing, she was giving, but it felt desperate. It felt like, oh, I gotta do this, I gotta do this, I gotta what. And Gala was like, okay, look. Da, 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 da. And then when she had to do stuff, she'll move. Gala was smart though. When she didn't know the words, she'll turn her back and then she'll come back around and flip her hair around in her face when she ain't know the words, and then she'll do a split and a cartwheel. I thought it was a really good lip sync, but I just felt like Soa was out of the gate. She was so frantic. I think she was in her head like, okay, I got to do this. I'm a lip sync assassin too. And I've seen Gala win. I've seen Gala do well. I know what she could do, but I'm good too. So I got to show what I could do. And it was kind of like it didn't come off as composed. It came off very frantic in her movements.
Yeah. No, I have to agree as well. It felt like also Soa. It felt very much like Soa was already ready to go from the very beginning, because the way that she was talking in Untucked, it felt very much like, I've done what I can do. I know that at this point the judges are not seeing it, they're not feeling it.
Yeah.
I'm ready. I'm ready. I'm still gonna perform, but I'm just ready. And once she was performing and it was a bit messy, I was like, okay, yeah, it's gone, it's over. And like Gala is already like an incredible lip syncer. It was already like a tough battle for Soa. And so with her, I think already being like, I'm ready to go, it just kind of screwed her over a little bit even more. And so Gala just really did the damn thing, and she absolutely murdered it. And so, yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Oh, go ahead. Definitely. Yeah, definitely. But I want to say this one thing, because Gala was killing them, but I don't know what RuPaul was seeing. Because let me tell you, RuPaul kept the blank stare. I'm like, no, I'm sorry. I think we got it like a stunt. You see, everyone was like, "Whoa, this is RuPaul."
She was
And then by
sleeping.
the end, she was celebrating and clapping and doing all that damn stuff. I was like,
I don't know, like I don't know what Gala did to RuPaul or something. I'm like, what is going on? Like I don't know what's happening. I'm like, I want to like what did Gala do to you so bad? Like
honestly,
you know what it reminded. Oh, go ahead, Logan.
Honestly, I think it's because she doesn't tuck. Honestly, I think that's what it is. Conspiracy theory. I think it's because she doesn't tuck.
You know what it reminded me? You could be right. I think you could be right
It's
about
the
that,
only
honestly.
thing that I think RuPaul doesn't love, and it's something she has brought up on several seasons throughout the history of Drag Race. I don't get it, because I don't care, because drag is so much more than putting away your dick. But like, that's the only thing I can think of that would make her feel that way.
Yeah.
I don't get it.
Yeah, Yeah, I was like, it makes it like I feel like Gaga is really just tearing the stage up, and does she doesn't feel like Canoa when you see when like when someone puts a stunt, she makes the most craziest face ever. Like every time she gets to be like she's like, oh my god, like what is going on? They're flipping on the
At least the girls were
stage.
living. At least the girls were living for them,
Yeah.
and that.
You
But
know what it
Lana, you were
reminded
gonna
me
say?
of?
Mhm.
It reminded me when we're doing the podcast here, and all of us are like in a really oh my god jovial mood or whatever, and one person, it don't matter who it is, one person is always tired, or one of us is always like not feeling it that day, and so while everybody else is like, oh my god, that was us, that one person's like, it was fine, or almost dead to the world, like, I'm about to
Mm-mm.
pass out. As Rue was
It
giving,
happens to all of us. It
I know, that's
happens
what I'm
to
saying.
all
It
of
just,
us.
Yeah.
it feels
Like,
like it was just one of those days. It felt like in that moment, Rue was just like, I'm kind of really ready to go home right now. So, oh, I forgot I'm on camera. Hold on. Yay, great. Like, it was just, I don't feel like she wanted to be there. And we've
Yeah.
all gone through those moments where it's like, I'm
Mm,
somewhere where I don't want to be, or I'm so tired, but I'm here anyway. So I'm going to give my
yeah.
best foot forward. It's like,
The, pretty much the thing is like RuPaul with Dusty Cindy, she travels a lot, like traveling from
yeah.
the UK to do this to USA to do the finale, DragCon, press. Then thing is, the thing is, just from Colombia, so being in a hot country in South America on a daily for like at least like a month or 2 months or so, it gets tiring every day. So think it's especially like when you do that
And
kind
she's
of filming
older. She's
and
old.
older, so you have to
But yeah.
adapt the area and stuff. So it's just kind of like jet
Yeah, like
lag and
Logan
stuff.
looks right now. Just not interested at all. I don't want to be here.
I'm listening to what
I'm
y'all are
just
saying,
messing
but I'm
with you.
also giving y'all the opportunity to say what you want
What
to
you want to
say.
say? I
You
will.
know,
But we're done now.
say
Because what you
But
want to
so it
say
was.
isn't necessarily what you're gonna. No,
Yes.
kidding.
No.
But
So it was
Mhm.
a.
you.
Yeah.
So
So
are
it
the
was eliminated.
queens.
I'm
I
sad.
want to say because I just absolutely love Soa. Since her first season and this season, she is just such a bright light, such a beautiful, beautiful drag artist. So unique and different and gorgeous. And we're going to be losing a lot of heart
Amazing. Yeah. Yeah. Oh.
losing Soa at this point.
Yeah. She's
Definitely.
beautiful. I didn't get to watch her original season, but this season I was like, oh, I really like her.
Mhm.
I
I'm like,
really
you
like
loved
her.
the two other finalists from that season, her and Le Grand Dame.
Yeah.
So
Love them. Love them.
That was a good strong first top three of France ever. And like Pierre is the winner and the top two of them. Yeah, I'm a miss. So I especially for me, I feel like she has glowed up so much. Like you can tell she has earned a lot more and gained more. Cause I like like Soa, like she had it. Like we know her runway is kind of like here and there. She did what she could, but every time she stepped in our runway in France, she would sell the hell out of what she needed to sell, and she would give it to us. But I just love to see this the glow up from her. Like she has some beautiful looks. Like that brown look, one of my top faves of the season so far. It's just amazing. So she has really improved in her drag and her quality of drag, and just she still has that the unique talent that she gives, and she was the beast in the lip sync. So I'm gonna miss her so much, but I'm so glad at least they kind of have some melanin black representation on this cast. So I'm so happy for you. We're gonna miss
Yeah.
you.
Yeah, so it's just such an incredible queen, and it just hurts to see her go. And
Mm-hmm.
this just keeps happening, where every single elimination, I'm just like, I am
Mm-hmm.
so upset.
I'm so
And
sad.
that's
like,
this whole season. That's this whole season. It's like every elimination is just gonna suck.
yeah, every
Yeah,
elimination is gonna be like, I'm not ready. I'm not ready because so is just so incredible, so creative, so
Mm-hmm.
and I think she really did France such a like gave her such a good face to
Mm-hmm.
like what it represents to be French and whatever. And like I also really love that our first like entrance of like a French queen to like an international franchise, or like to this, was a melanated queen, a black queen to represent
Yeah.
France, is such a huge thing. And so I think Soa did an incredible job. And I just love her and I'm so proud of her and I want to see more of her. And I'm so upset that she's gone. I'm so upset. But I mean, it felt like she was ready and it just felt like the I saw it in the cards, I saw it in the script. I knew it was happening
Yeah.
from like 2 weeks ago. I knew it, and I'm not surprised, which is unfortunate. But I love
And I
Soa.
love and I love that she closed out this season the same way she started her first season. Kunya mamana! I'm not saying that right, but it was gorgeous and I love her. And I love her dearly. So let's talk about the draft. Because things are different. Things are different. Except for Eduardo. Eduardo's still in last.
Oh well, you know.
It's closer. It's closer. But Eduardo's currently in 5th place with 38 points. River has now dropped to 4th with 40.5 points. I have popped up to 3rd because my team did what needed to be done this week. So I'm at 42.5 points. Dawn is currently in 2nd with 48.5 points, and Robbie is leading with 50 points. Party. And next week is Snatch Game.
Of love.
Throw it away. Throw it away. Throw it
Snatch
away.
We already know who's going on.
Yeah,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
I can already see the critique. I just didn't get it, Gala. I just don't
Mhm.
understand this character, and it didn't go anywhere for me. You know what? You should have been? You should have been Sofia Vergara. She's Latina and she's funny, right? You should have done that. I already see it, and I'm already upset. Like
I'm
that's
already
the
mad.
type of critique I just know. I just know that Gala's just gonna go up to RuPaul and be like, "I'm gonna do this iconic Mexican character that's like such a good choice and so well done." And RuPaul's gonna tell her, "How if you become a taco? You should do that. That would be funny."
Oh, Jesus.
I would die laughing. I just see it. I just know it. This is
Not
just
a taco.
Not a taco.
just
Not
look
a
at like
taco.
just
Oh, Jesus.
Oh wow.
You know what's even worse? The guest judges. Oh my God. Trigger warning.
those hobbies.
Trigger
I'm so
warning.
upset.
No,
I'm so
Oh no,
upset.
it's the hobbies.
No!
It's the
Oh my
hobbies.
God, no. Oh
no,
my
I
God,
Throw it
was
no.
away.
no,
Throw it away.
Oh my
No!
God,
no,
Throw it
no.
away.
no. I heard a bunch.
Throw
I
it
was like,
away.
no, because when I heard, I was like, who is that? And then I saw one hobby. I was like Brenda and scared, but like, oh my God, this is some scary shit.
No.
It's the
Throw
hobbies.
I have a heart
it
attack.
If
Oh
Gala goes
away.
my God.
home while
No,
the
no,
hobbies are judging,
no,
I'm
like
gonna lose my mind.
no, like imagine the hobbies are there, and Gala is the only Hispanic Spanish speaking country franchise representing pretty much for everybody, Latin America, every single Spanish queen, and the hobbies are there, and she goes home. Like what? That would be mother crazy.
First of
And
all, it doesn't matter because the hobbies are going to be the ones that dogs her the most. Watch,
definitely
watch,
for
watch.
sure.
They be
Yeah,
the ones.
Why?
Watch
yeah.
them. Watch them be the ones that
Why?
dog her the most. They go dog her runway. They go dog her snatch game performance. They go dog her, and then they go send her back to the bottom too. Oh my God, I don't like those men. I don't
No.
like.
Like
Oh
this
my,
episode we just had like we're kind
throw
of
it
like
away.
going back
Throw
up a little
it.
bit. Now we're gonna go back down because they're
Throw
there.
it
Like I'm
away.
not.
And we have to see them twice next week.
Throw it
At least those of
away.
us that are watching Espana.
Throw it
I'm gonna throw
away.
up.
I'm
I
going
am
to
I'm
gonna
lose
gonna
it.
throw
throw
I
up.
up.
didn't know it was the hobbies, y'all.
Yeah.
That just gave me a jump scare. Like,
No, like
for
I no, I literally jumped. I
So
literally
we're all gonna be gone next week.
right, we won't be
I don't
covering
know
next
who's gonna
week's
be. I don't know
episode.
who's gonna be talking about next
I
week's
don't know who's talking
episode.
about it.
It ain't gonna be any of us.
No, oh my
no,
God.
baby.
David's gonna be doing a solo podcast talking about this next episode. 'Cause
Oh my God.
no,
I'm
no.
thrown. Like literally I'm thrown right now. Like
I'm
that
gonna
shook it for
throw
me.
up.
Yeah, but anyway, I was gooped. Let me tell you, like
Oh, I
not
would have
I
rather
was
not known. Oh, I
covering
would have
this
rather not known.
covering this 3 o'clock in the morning because that's the only time I ever had time to cover this show because my busy schedule. So imagine me like I'm ready to go to bed, peaceful and quiet, and then I see them. on my screen.
I watched the previews and did not pay attention to
You
them.
realized it was the
I
holiday.
didn't realize it was them. Like I watched the
Oh,
whole thing, and I was me too at 3:00 this morning watching it, and it was like, oh, okay, because I had insomnia, so I couldn't sleep, and my lights went out, and so I had to wait for them to come back on, because the storm was
Her.
brewing. But
Her.
yeah, so I was watching it, and I was just like, huh. Okay, cool. I was like, oh man, Snatch Game of Love. Oh, they finna get Gala. I can already tell. I can already tell. That was my only reaction. I was like, dang, Gala.
I
We
have a
couldn't even get a
feeling.
I was like, we couldn't even get a good like dance challenge or something for Gala. Like, come on. Like, ugh. So
No.
then I was like, okay, turn it off.
I mean,
Did
they
not
would
see
have
the hobby.
disparaged her anyways because like they would have found a way to be like, oh, you looked a little bit on your head. You're in the bottom two. Like it doesn't
Yeah.
matter.
No, like
It wouldn't
like,
have mattered.
I already kind of have a feeling who is gonna possibly win this snatch game, and I'm not gonna be surprised. So
Yeah,
I
The
gotta
one-
tell.
It's between two people
What?
for me who I think is gonna
Why
win.
the fuck is Alyssa playing Annie Oakley?
Because she wanna win. She gonna win.
That would
and you
really.
know they're gonna put her in the
That's
top
what
for
she's doing.
that.
She's doing Annie Oakley.
Yeah, she's
And
I
they're
mean-
gonna put her in the top for that. You already know.
Yep. And Kitty's gonna be at the top and probably win.
Mhm.
Yep.
So
Yeah, it's
Anyway.
a pretty nice.
anyway, we move.
What a
'cause,
Yeah.
pessimistic way to end this episode. But
sorry,
thank you
y'all.
for joining us for this recap for Global All Stars. Make sure to check out our Look Over Here episode where we're talking about all the looks. Subscribe, like, and share on the way out. Let us know all your thoughts down in the comments below. And make sure to check the description where you can find all of our audio podcast links, our other YouTube channels, our Patreon, our social media, and where you can get your merch, including but not limited to Cup Mug. Thank you. And with that being said, we are going to get out of here. Cheers.
So annoyed. Sorry, y'all. I'm
Make
Lord
sure to
have
support
mercy.
all your global queens. Support all the queens. Follow their socials. Give them all the love.
I'm
Yeah.